Naturally, we love our Staffies, who are part of the family. But do they understand everything that we humans do to them? Are you aware that some of your actions might make your Staffy irritable or even a little fed up? The things that might annoy your Staffy are distinct from things that annoy us. Even the most relaxed Staffy will dislike some of the things you do. If they put up with it, it's because you're their world, and they aren't the type to snarl or snap. Of course, there are certain things we have to do that aren't going to impress your Staffy, such as vet visits for one. Few dogs enjoy a trip to the vet, and they seem to sense precisely where you're headed as soon as you get in the car, even though they've been in the car countless times without visiting the vet. No two Staffies are the same, and while one might tolerate some things you do, another might hate them. So, here are 8 things Staffies hate that humans do. First up is hugging. Looking at pictures of people hugging Staffies are great for uploading to their social media channels, but most Staffies are uncomfortable with hugging. This is especially true when strangers hug a Staffy. Yes, Staffies let their humans hug them all the time because they love you and tolerate the sensation. Some Staffies might see this as a threat when you put your arms around the dog's neck and upper body. Some Staffies love a hug, they are lovable dogs. However, make sure your Staffy loves hugs and look for signs they are uncomfortable. Speaking of uncomfortable, forcing your Staffy to play with other dogs can be a problem. Even though your Staffy enjoys going to the local park, you shouldn't try to make them become friends with another dog if the chemistry is missing. While some Staffies are very independent and enjoy playing alone, others can be social and enjoy playing with other dogs. Your Staffy will decide if they enjoy the company of other dogs and want to play. But one thing Staffies have already decided they don't enjoy is when you get in your Staffy's face. Staffies usually don't like it when people get right up close to their face, in much the same way they feel about hugging. How would you feel if someone came within an inch or two of your face? You might feel a little aggrieved. Don't make a sudden movement to get into your Staffy's face while you stand over them, and avoid putting your hands in their face. As the owner, there are times when you have to get up close and personal, like when your Staffy needs a good ear cleaning and teeth brushing. But when you do, go slowly and have several small treats handy. Show your Staffy it's a good thing. What Staffies don't think is a good thing though is when you're rushing them when they want to sniff and explore. Staffies enjoy their walks for reasons other than just getting exercise. Your Staffy experiences the outdoors while out on a walk. They don't get so excited because they need the toilet. Your Staffy uses his nose to explore the world around them. The other senses come into play once their nose has done its job. We are guilty of rushing our dogs along on a walk when it's raining or we're pressed for time. Hit the like button if you know you've rushed your Staffy while on a walk. Still, it's cruel to a Staffy not to let them take a few minutes to explore a particularly enticing smell. How would your partner feel if you dragged them out of their favourite shop when they found something interesting? Not pleased, I know that. Make time for your Staffy to explore properly next time you both go for a walk. Now, one thing Staffies hate that may seem weird for us humans is having a lack of rules. Humans tend to avoid rules as much as possible, but Staffies are creatures of habit, like all dogs. Have you ever noticed how your Staffy does things at the same time every day? Staffies have an internal clock. A Staffy wants feeding at the same time every day and enjoys walks at the same time every day. Despite appearances, your Staffy needs rules. You'll probably notice that your Staffy is happier after a few days of following set rules and routines. Routines and rules help your Staffy feel more secure and make the world more predictable for them. What can be unpredictable is when you start yelling and giving out punishment. I don't know anyone who looks forward to being yelled at or thinks physical punishment is reasonable behaviour. Well, Staffies feel the same way. Staffies may not understand what we say, but they can tell when we are upset and angry. It's possible that yelling and harsh punishment frighten or upset a sensitive or fearful dog. These techniques won't make your relationship stronger, and fear does not equate with respect. You'll probably discover that yelling and harsh punishment don't work in the long run because your Staffy becomes desensitized. Even if your Staffy isn't a nervous dog, they'll probably do what they want anyway, and you'll be listening to the sound of your own voice. And even though this next point isn't actually a form of punishment, your Staffy certainly doesn't see it as a good thing, dressing up your Staffy. There's a good chance your Staffy detests dressing up, unless you gradually accustom them to wearing clothes. Although most Staffies don't like them, many will tolerate costumes or outfits. But think about what your Staffy is feeling before you force them into a costume. It makes sense to put a warm jacket on your Staffy in the cold months because they feel the cold, but you might have to draw the line at hats or shoes. You can tell by your Staffy's body language if you're going too far. Even if you do go a little too far with the outfits, Staffies won't want space from you because they hate being left alone. Staffies are very social dogs and love nothing more than being around their humans. Many Staffies suffer from separation anxiety, which can be a real problem with this breed. But we all have many things to do in daily life, so we do have to help our Staffies get over separation issues. When at home, spend as much time as possible with your Staffy. Establish a daily schedule that includes lots of physical activity and mental stimulation. Find a dependable pet sitter with which your Staffy feels at ease if you're out of the home for long periods. So those are the 8 things Staffies hate that humans do. Let us know in the comments which ones you didn't know, and consider subscribing for more Staffy content. If you've got a beloved Staffy, make sure you download our 4-step training guide on how to safely walk them without a lead. This can make walks so much more enjoyable for both you and your Staffy, and enable you to develop an even greater and more trusting bond. Download your free guide by following the link in the description below.